Hello everyone, Michal here. Today we're going to talk about the movie Avengers Endgame. This movie is the 22nd movie of Marvel Cinematic Universe. To be honest, I was more eager to describe this movie than you were to hear the explanation, therefore it's the most anticipated movie on my channel. So guys, finally the time has come. I will give you the complete explanation of this movie. So without wasting time, let's proceed as per our main storyline. This is the starting point of the story. It is here that Avengers Infinity War has ended, and if you want to understand the complete storyline of Avengers Infinity War, then I have already made a dedicated video for it. If you want to watch it directly, then you can check out the movie. It starts and shows us Clint Barton, whom we also know as Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a main important character of Avenger. The last time we saw him was in the MCU's Civil War movie. Clint Barton was placed under house arrest for 3 years due to the Sokovia Accords in that movie, due to which Clint Barton was not shown in all the other parts. It shows Clint spending quality time with his family and the entire Avengers team fighting alongside Thanos. But now, because Thanos has got all the 6 stones, with their help, he finally gives a snap. As a result of which half of the population of the entire universe is destroyed, and at the same time, Clint's family is also destroyed. He is now only left in his family. Well, at first, Barton does not understand where his family has gone. But when the whole truth finally comes in front of him, when he finds out that my whole family was destroyed because of Thanos, then he finally decided that now he will kill all the bad people living in this world. He had left his Clint Barton identity and came in the form of a masked man-killer, while the scene shifts towards Tony Stark and Nebula, who are returning to Earth inside their spaceship from the planet Titan. 22 days have already passed, and in these 22 days, they have neither had anything to eat nor drink. Due to this, Tony Stark's condition had also worsened considerably. However, Nebula is a robot. That's why it doesn't make much difference to her. Whatever effect it does, Tony Stark has to bear it all. Here, Tony had completely lost his courage and had just gone to a chair to die. But at the same time, one miracle happens. At that moment, in front of him comes Carol Danvers, i.e. our Captain Marvel. I have also done a complete story of Captain Marvel. If you want, you can watch the story of that too by going to my channel. Then we are shown like, when Carol sees their ship, she moves forward to help them and comes in front of them. Captain Marvel brings full ship to Earth. She is the most powerful character of this entire MCU series, who got her powers with the help of Tesseract. In 1995, when she was working on a speedlight engine, a ballast happened, and she gained power. Now, after 1995, this story comes in 2018, where we are shown that when Thanos snapped in Infinity War, everyone was turning into ashes. But at that very moment, Nick Fury had sent a message to Captain Marvel from his pager, and after receiving that message, Captain Marvel starts coming straight towards Earth. But in the meantime, she sees Tony's spaceship there, and then she also brings that spaceship to Earth. After coming to Earth, Carol got all the information about Thanos, and when she came to know that Thanos is very powerful, she gave an idea to all the Avengers and said that why don't we collect all the Infinity Stones? Came back into this timeline and use all those Infinity Stones so that all the dead people come back and also we can eliminate Thanos. At the same moment, they get a special information from their system. Rocket tells them that when Thanos had snapped, there was such a wave spread in the universe which was never seen before today, and the same happened 2 days ago also on a galaxy. It is possible that Thanos may have snapped again due to which we got to see this wave again. With this, all the Avengers come to know that Thanos has again used all the Infinity Stones. Due to this wave, they track this signal and go straight in their spaceship to the same planet where Thanos is. After reaching here, we are shown Thanos, who was now looking much more tired and much weaker. When all caught him and asked him where all the Infinity Stones were, Then Thanos tells them that he has used and demolished them all, so that no one could put those Infinity Stones back together and make the entire universe the same as before. Due to this, Thor gets very, very angry, and he slits Thanos' throat with his Stormbreaker and kills him there. Now that there was no Infinity Stones, no one had any hope. There was no hope as to how all the people would come back alive. Everyone was disappointed. Because of this, now everyone had gone on their own path. Now Thor has settled Asgard in a new place which is located in Norway. Thor's dreams were similarly dashed as a result of his defeat by Thanos and his inability to gather all the Infinity Stones. Now he had become completely lazy. He had also become very fat because now he was addicted to alcohol, and on the other hand, Hulk, after working for 1.5 years on his entire Bruce Banner as well as Hulk's body, combined both their bodies and became Professor Hulk. He possessed the brilliant mind of Bruce Banner, as well as the power of the Hulk. While Captain America started a support group in which he taught the survivors that we should not focus on what has happened, but on what is to come. We should focus on how to make life better. He used to talk to everyone about it and keep having group discussions. Also, it is shown that Tony Stark is now married to Pepper Potts and is about to live his life. He was living a quiet life in some place with his little girl, and he no longer had anything to do with the world. 5 years passed by, and then there is an incident happened in San Francisco. You must have remembered Ant-Man. He had gone to the quantum realm to bring the Pym particle in Ant-Man in the Wasp movie, but due to the snap of the Thanos, he got stuck there. The lab with the help of which he had gone to the quantum realm was in a vein. Suddenly a rat is roaming inside that vein, due to which the machine starts again, and from the quantum realm, Ant-Man or Scott Lang comes back to this world which is different from our world. The quantum world is a whole another dimension, where time and pressure are radically different than in our reality. Now, because quantum realm was a completely different place, the 5 hours spent there were equivalent to 5 years in this world. Meaning, the entire universe was divided into half the population due to Thanos' snap in 2018. These entire 5 years were spent there only for 5 hours. When after these 5 hours, Scott Lang comes back to his world, he sees that everyone is gone, even his old house. Now his daughter is also 5 years older. After understanding all these things, Scott goes to his old friends, i.e. the Avengers, and tells them the 5 years that have passed in this world after the entire incident of Thanos' snap were just 5 hours in the quantum realm. Scott explains to the captain that if we learn to use the Pym particle as well as the quantum realm properly, we can go back 5 years and recreate all the events. Those mistakes or those incidents that happened 5 years ago. We can cure all of them, and this makes Steve agree. And also now, Captain America, Black Widow, as well as Ant-Man, all 3 go to meet and ask for help to Iron Man. He is currently lives with his family at the Hill Station. After meeting Tony, they tell Tony about this entire scene. Explain to him that if we work on the quantum realm, we can go back in time and avoid all accidents. But Tony knew that there was danger in this work, and if he did the work, his family could also be harmed, and that is why Tony refuses to do it. And in despair, they all have to leave. Now, because Tony had refused to help them, they all arrive to Hulk, who has now become Professor Hulk. Now, because Bruce's mind is also very sharp, he agrees to help them, and they now start building a time machine. But after a lot of experiments, it is revealed that the time machine made by Hulk is not working accurately. It is not able to reach us at that time where we had to reach actually. The scene shifts towards Tony, who is sitting in his house working on a time machine with Jarvis, and by coincidentally, his codes becomes absolutely accurate, and finally a time machine gets made. Because of this, Tony Stark now changes his mentality and his decisions. Earlier when he was thinking that he wants to save his family, but when Pepper Potts comes and explains and speaks, "You can't put the whole world at stake for family. You don't worry about us and try to save the whole world. This will be the biggest gift for us." And because of this, Tony finally starts working on the time machine and reaches there directly after making a small gadget to Captain America, i.e. Steve Rogers. And along with that, he brings there for him the shield made of his vibranium, which was taken by Tony Stark in Captain America Civil War, by saying to Captain America that you are not worthy of it. On the other hand, Natasha reaches Tokyo. To bring Clint back, she explains to Clint that being a masked murderer and killing bad guys doesn't give you satisfaction. You will get satisfaction only when your family is in front of your eyes, and we can help you in this. On the other hand, Rocket and Hulk reach Norway's New Asgard, where Thor is present. It would feel like this after seeing Thor. Now he is no longer useful at all, he has become completely lazy, he has become fat, and now he has no connection whatsoever with these battles. But they explain to him, tells him that if this time machine works, then he can take his old revenge from Thanos, and also, we can revive half of the population that has vanished from this universe. And because of these things, Thor also agrees to their point and comes with them. And then the testing of the time machine begins. After this final decision, all the superheroes sit in different groups to go to different places with different timelines. There we are shown that Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, as well as Ant-Man arrive in the timeline of 2012, where the Battle of New York is going on against the Chitauri army. According to the timeline of 2012, there were 3 Infinity Stones present there. Tesseract inside, which there was a Space Stone. Eye of Agamotto, that was a Time Stone. The Scepter inside, which was the Mind Stone, which Thanos had given to Loki. Tony and Scott head straight to Avengers Tower to pick up Tesseract, but an unexpected incident occurs. There, 2012's Hulk spoils their plan, due to which it gets out of their hands, and Loki disappears from there with that. On the other hand, Captain America faces the 2000th Steve Rogers, i.e. the past Captain America. We get to see a great fight between the two. This fight is my favorite fight of this movie. But finally, the latest Captain America leaves from there with that scepter. At the same time, Hulk reaches Sanctum in New York, where he reaches to collect the Time Stone, the Eye of Agamotto. But then the Time Stone is not with Doctor Strange, but with the Ancient One. Hulk asks Ancient One to give him the Time Stone, but then Ancient One tells him that if I give you the Time Stone, multiple timelines will be created in this entire universe, due to which our timeline will also get distorted, which I cannot let happen at all. Then there Hulk forces Ancient One a lot, explains to her that huge accidents are going to happen in the future, for which he needs the Time Stone. But still Ancient One does not accept his words. Then finally, Bruce Banner tells him that if Doctor Strange has given the Time Stone to Thanos, then he must have some master plan behind it. Ancient One agrees with this and finally takes out Time Stone and gives it to Hulk. Now Captain America as well as Hulk took the Time Stone as well as the Mind Stone, but Tony Stark and Ant-Man were still unable to get the Tesseract or Space Stone. So, because of this, now finally Tony Stark and Captain America decide that they will go further back in time, and from there, get the Space Stone. They will try to bring Tesseract to them, and as soon as they both reach 1970 timeline, we are shown in this timeline that Tony Stark's father, Howard Stark. Tony is very happy to meet him, and he also succeeds in taking out the Tesseract from there. But now because Captain America is also there, at that moment he also sees the PM particles, so he takes the PM particles with him and comes to his real timeline. That's where Thor and Rocket arrive in the timeline of 2008, in which they had to take the Reality Stone, which had now reached inside Jane Foster's body. Jane was in Asgard. Because of this, both of them go straight to the Asgard, and there Thor also meets his mother. He explains everything to his mother. Now because his mother is a magician, She already understands all Thor's problems by seeing the future and says that there is no need to worry. Everything will be absolutely fine. At that very moment, Thor puts his hand forward and his Mjolnir has also now come to him. At the same time, Rocket also takes out the Reality Stone from inside Jane Foster, and both of them come back to their timeline. We are then shown Hawkeye and Black Widow arriving at the 2014 timeline in search of the Soul Stone on Vormir. There they find the Red Skull, who was once in Skimmett's body. After reaching there, Red Skull tells them that it always asks for a soul in exchange for the Soul Stone. If you want to get the Soul Stone, you have to sacrifice a soul. Both of them realize that unless one of them makes a sacrifice, they cannot obtain the Soul Stone. Both of them are ready to sacrifice their lives to save each other, and there is a heart-touching fight between them. But finally, Natasha sacrifices herself for the Soul Stone. The Soul Stone comes to Barton, and he too now comes to his real timeline. There the scene shifts towards James Rhodes and Nebula, who arrive in the timeline of 2014. They arrive on the planet Morag, where Peter Quill is already present, in search of the Power Stone, which is inside Morag. After reaching there, they are about to make Peter Quill unconscious and take the Power Stone from there. But at that very moment, Nebula starts remembering this timeline's Nebula. Its transmitter gets damaged, due to which Nebula becomes unconscious on the spot, and Thanos' people come and take Nebula captive, because Nebula is a humanoid, half human and half android. Because of this, Thanos now gets a chance to scan her entire memory, and at the same time, Thanos of 2014 also gets to know about the events that happened in 2018. It is revealed that finally he got 6 of the 6 stones and also divided the entire universe into half the population, because of which his purpose now becomes even stronger. Now Thanos also takes Pym particles from the nebula, and with the help of Abominable, makes it into a much upgraded version, and along with his entire team, reaches Earth directly in the 2018 dimension. Meanwhile, all the Avengers fit all the Infinity Stones into a new gauntlet, and now it is the turn of who will snap, due to which all the past accidents, i.e. half of the population which has been wiped out from this entire universe, will come back. Then first Thor moves forward, but later, Hulk tells him that gamma waves are flowing inside it. If you use it, it can be very bad for you. Why shouldn't I use it? Because I am made of gamma wave, and at the same moment, Hulk wears that gauntlet and snapped. But here we see that Hulk's condition turns into a bad one. We saw that Thanos also snapped with all 6 Infinity Stones, but nothing was damaged. This happened because Thanos was much more powerful than Hulk, and because of this, Hulk becomes in a much worse condition there. But at the same moment, we see that half of the population of this entire universe, which had vanished, has also started coming back. Everyone was very happy that half the population was back alive. But their happiness could not last long, because at that moment, Thanos also arrives with his ship as well as his entire team in real time, i.e., in the event of 2018, and bombs their location, due to which there is a huge blast happens and everything gets destroyed. Now Thanos was very angry and wanted that this time. He will use all Infinity Stones, not only to vanish half population, but also destroy the entire population of this entire universe, and then create a new galaxy, a new universe where people worship Thanos. Everyone should believe in Thanos and give him the highest position. And then the toughest fight of this entire MCU begins. However, this fight is half an hour long, and I don't want to spoil your experience of this movie by explaining it. So, I want you to see this fight yourself. A lot of events take place inside this fight, where Barton runs away with Gauntlet, as well as the entire female force which is against Thanos' army. There we are shown a most spectacular scene where it is shown that Captain America picks up Mjolnir and starts fighting Thanos. After this scene, it seems that Captain America has completed this movie, and there we are, shown another great fight between Captain America as well as Thanos. But it is not an easy thing to survive in front of Thanos. At the same time, the remaining team of Avengers is also kneeling before the army of Thanos. But on the same moment, all the fighting superheroes and the Avengers come to help them. Where Black Panther's team comes from Wakanda and also Wong's entire team comes from Sanctum, and now the entire Avengers reassemble and start fighting again against Thanos and his team. And here we are shown that classic scene which is the best scene of this movie. We are shown that Doctor Strange now gives the same gesture to Iron Man. This is the last prediction which I had chosen out of millions. If we succeed at this moment, then we can eliminate Thanos. Otherwise, we will not get a second chance. This is the last chance. We have to do everything in this. Iron Man stole all the gems, i.e., Infinity Stone, from the hands of Thanos. He wears those in his own gauntlet and then says, "I am Iron Man," and makes a snap. After that, the entire Thanos team turns into dust and flies away from there. And now all that is left is the heroes of this entire real time as well as the entire population of this timeline. But along with this, Iron Man was also completely injured. The moment comes when he dies. After this, we are shown Tony Stark's funeral, in which all the Avengers attend. This is where we are shown Thor, now leaving Valkyrie in command of Asgard. He goes along with Peter Quill and the Guardians of the Galaxy. Avengers had decided that whatever stone we pick up from there, after our work is finished, we will put that stone back in its place, and for this work, Captain America moves forward. Captain America goes with Thor's Mjolnir as well as all 6 of the Infinity Stones. Using the time machine, he put each stone back in its place. Now, because Captain America spent 70 years in ice, he did not live his life properly. So, after coming back to his 1945 life, he spends the rest of his life with Peggy Carter, and when his last time starts coming, he comes back to the dimension of real time, i.e., in the dimension of 2018. He gives one of his shields to Falcon and says that from today onwards, you are Captain America here. This was the complete explanation of Avengers Endgame. How did you like this video? Please let me know by liking and commenting. If you like this video of mine, please like it and subscribe to my channel. After this, I am going to bring the latest release movie of this entire MCU universe, named Spider-Man Far From Home. As I told you before, I was also said that till now, no one has explained all the parts of MCU. My only desire is to explain all the parts of the MCU first and bring them in front of you in the best possible way. And I wish this dream of mine is definitely going to come true. So, guys, till date I have not asked for like aim in any of my videos, and this time I want you to take this video of mine to 5,000 likes. I hope that you will definitely fulfill this dream of mine. So, thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the latest release of MCU named Spider-Man Far From Home. Till then, thank you so much for watching the video. Stay happy. Peace.